No fucking clue. No idea. Unless you failed. Did you just created the? Oh, then you flip it. So I can flip it once it's downloaded. Yeah, I can. Oh. Who was something called you? Good. You get camera.
Hello, Ismael?
Hello? Hello?
Hey guys, for those who have joined now, Ernest is incompetent and double booked himself. He called me and asked for a favor, and I'm free. So we're carrying on this training. Emmanuel, I was speaking with you. I'm in camera on, please. How are you doing, Stefan?
I'm at the gym, sorry.
So where was I? Okay. Your target for 10K is not a lot of money. You don't need the biggest audience for it, Emmanuel. So I highly recommend you stick to French. Yes, it will make your life 1,000 times easier. Yeah, you horizontally. Wonderful. So sorry, I was doing this. Now, Stefan, do you have any question?
Ishmael, I still have a question. Would you recommend, since I can't really cold call, it will be better, maybe targeting the French. I would say since I've set up my Facebook outreach methods, and I'm at least I would say I'm not really bad at taking videos of myself and recording since I created content when I started. So I can do my Facebook outreach targeting the US and maybe cold calling targeting Canada.
Yes. Also, are you doing SMS outreach?
No, I'm not doing SMS outreach. The thing is, I wanted to start first to see how Facebook outreach was doing because I'm already doing like two different outreach methods. I started Facebook lately, so I don't want to add and add and add. You understand?
Why not?
The thing is, it's already taking like a lot, really a lot of my time because right now I'm also studying, doing the cold calls and Facebook outreach.
Okay, fine. Mm.
Okay,
Add LinkedIn. LinkedIn you can automate. LinkedIn
ultimate.
you can 100% automate LinkedIn.
How? I
Uh,
never did it.
so there's lots of softwares out there when it comes to LinkedIn that super
Hmm.
automatable. Well, all you have to do is put in seven sequences of text that you want to send,
Hmm.
and you give them the URL of the people that you want to add. Let me get the name. I forget this. I always forget this thing's name. It's such a stupid name. Give me 1 second. And it's very cheap. No, it's not Tapio. There's most of them, they do the same shit. Give me 1 second, guys. I will get the name for you in a second. Lead. There's something lead.io. Mhm. Lead Connect. So let me see if I can do this.io. There we go. I'm putting it in the chat. Boom. Actually, you pick the audience that you want by providing the URL with your target audience. So you can put in all the metrics and all the filters. You have that URL with all the filters. You put that in. It starts sending out invite messages. People can confirm. It starts hitting them with sequence messages. When they respond, you then take over the conversation. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense. Is it only for LinkedIn?
Yeah, that one's for LinkedIn. There's
Okay.
others for Facebook like Pepper, but I don't like that one. I don't like. I don't. I've used it. I didn't like it. Wonderful. Felix, are you able to turn on your camera?
Yeah, sorry, I had driving school till now. I'm gonna reconnect on my PC now, and then I'm gonna turn on the camera.
Okay, wonderful. I'm in camera.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm at the gym right now, but I will drive home and then I can turn on, okay?
Okay, that's fine. I love when people pretend to be in the gym. So, Stefan, what's
Bro, I'm
yeah?
I'm in the gym really. I can show you,
Huh?
bro, here. I'm in the gym, bro, here.
You do not
Do you
look like
see
you're
me?
dressed for the gym. No. No, don't believe it.
Bro, here. I'm in the gym. That's not my home.
No, you're showing me naked men. You're not showing me a fucking gym. I don't want to see naked men.
Bro, wait, give me a second. I will definitely show you the gym.
Felix, I take it you disappointed Ernest.
I didn't disappoint him.
So why are you bald?
I had a day where I had such a thing where people, when they picked up on the phone, I didn't know what to say. My 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 words didn't come out of my mouth. And then we dig deeper, and like we figured out that it's because I cared too much about what they think about me.
Good. And has going bald helped you?
Yes, tremendously
Have you come to
in
the
many
yeah?
in many areas of life.
Have you come to the conclusion that people don't give a shit?
Yes.
Yeah. You see, I once took it to an extreme. I won't go into why, but I took it to an extreme and I shaved my eyebrows off as well. Yes. No one really gave a shit, but people offered me seats when I was traveling. I took the seats every time. Like someone would just get up and let me sit because they thought I was dying of cancer. And I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Then I would like pretend to just, go down. I just enjoyed my disability pass as I shaved my eyebrows off. So,
But yeah, I got more confident in general,
yeah,
and I feel more mature.
yeah,
I feel more like a man. I feel not like a little child anymore.
good,
Yeah.
wonderful. So, the rest of you gentlemen, Nick, I don't recommend for you. When are you shaving your heads?
Emmanuel got told to shave his eyebrows, but he didn't do it.
You have, you shave your eyebrows. No, but generally, one thing that you guys have to understand is your hairstyles are all terrible. You would be doing yourselves favors by shaving your heads, right? And it is also very good for self-confidence because the reason you won't do it, like I recently did it, and it's because I was giving a speech about it, and then I looked in the mirror and I thought, oh, but I kind of look good, so I don't really want to shave it. At that moment, I understood I needed to shave my head. My head disappeared.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, Stefan or Felix, please give me a difficult thing that you would like to learn today.
I didn't understand that. Sorry.
Give me a difficult thing that you guys would like to learn today. Something complex that you do not fully understand. Something that you believe I would struggle to teach.
One thing
Struggle.
I struggle with is especially the first starting point when you start cold calling and the first call, you have to overcome yourself, and I have pretty hard difficulties with that. Have you something to recommend me?
Yes. So one thing you have to understand is when it comes to cold calling, some of you guys may have seen this video that I did, or maybe you didn't, where it's a filter process, right? And then you get three sentences or three key phases that you have to take someone down before you book them in. The first phase is nice and simple. Hi, is this Thomas? This is Mike. We haven't spoken. No, it's hi, it's Thomas. They confirm, hey, this is Mike. We haven't spoken before. Can I let you know why I'm calling? Right? It's just the beginning. Now, many people think, oh, yeah, I just need good tonality. It's a lot more complex than that. You have to understand that in that moment, right, they will decide who you are. Now, I'm going to bring the real world in to this so that people can relate. Who here would say that they're not very good at messaging the opposite sex? Are you telling me you're all good at messaging?
Uh,
So I'll break this down. Now, let's imagine I've connected with some lady and we're messaging, right? I understand that in my messages, I'm creating an image for her to imagine, right? So with every message that I send, there is an image that is being put together, a creation of what she believes me to be, right? Whether I'm serious, funny, optimistic, depressed, like she's going to decide it from a few keywords. So I have short sentences to create an image of what she imagines me to be like. I've gone on many dates where the lady said, "Oh, you're so interesting. I wanted to meet you." Right? But then it's all strategy. Now, I'm not saying like game strategy, but it's all done on purpose in order to paint myself in the light that I want to be seen. Because I recognize that there are versions of myself, or not versions of myself. If I show myself in certain lights, I'm gonna get blocked. There's gonna be a date, no one's gonna show up, so on and so forth. Right? But then there's versions of myself that intrigue the other person and get them wanting to meet me, get them curious with the thoughts that this is gonna go well. Now, the same principle applies to that first sentence, right? Many people are worried about judgment. Maybe they'll fuck up. Maybe they'll do this. Maybe they'll do that. Wonderful. But it's because you were thinking about yourself here. You're not thinking about the process. You're thinking maybe the other person will judge me. Well, of course they will. But now, which version of you do they judge? How are you going to hold yourself or speak or everything combined to paint yourself in the manner which is best? I'll give an example. Stefan, do you believe that you are currently at the level where you can end up with a supermodel? Yes or no?
no,
Do you believe in the multiverse as a version of you that is able to?
100%.
So what's the difference?
Maybe that in that universe I put in the work, and yet I'm not there.
Nope.
I believe that I could get the supermodel.
That's one of the biggest plays. It's how you see yourself. And the way that that works, so we're going to reverse engineer it. It's how you see yourself, and you see yourself based on how you believe people see you. Like I will, like, okay, I'm a rare exception. I'm a bit deluded, right? But the average person will judge how they see themselves based on peers, school, family, society. How people interact with them will dictate how they see themselves and how they believe themselves to be seen. Now, based on that, when you look and analyze, you'll be able to understand that there's versions where people see you in a great light, versions where they see you in a terrible light. But now the only reason for this is because they've attributed certain things towards you based on your behaviors. So you reverse engineer that and just think, study. In certain cases, you're going to have to practice to develop the skills to reverse engineer and then replicate or impersonate that version. But then you need to figure out how can I paint the best light. Now, there's a Japanese saying, which is you have three masks. One you show to the world, one you show to your people close to you, and one that you only ever show to yourself. Right? All of you guys, when you've spoken to me, have lied about who you are. And what do I mean by that? You've shown me the side of you that you want me to see. I have seen a different side to you than the side that your parents have seen, the side that someone that you would want to date or a lover or a partner would see. You've shown me a different version, right? I'll put myself as an example. The average person will see me as a relatively aggressive, assertive, disagreeable fuck. Bit of a cunt, right? Then the funniest thing is, ladies, female friends will say to me, I can't imagine you in a fight. No, I don't believe it. I can't imagine you being aggressive. Nah, nah. Right? Because they've seen an entirely different side to me. Now, it's not to say that I am one but not the other. But now on the basis that I can be both, and I recognize that I can be both, right? It shows that I can be whatever I want to be, right? And now you have to understand that your personality is not innate. You've trained it in, and it's a mix between nurture and nature, right? But then you can adapt and change yourself to be better. Now, what does that mean? adapt and change yourself in order to get the best positive reinforcement from those around you. How can I speak, hold, so on and so forth, hold myself in a manner where I can get what I want from the bulk of people, right? Now, in my case, I would say that I get what I want about 95% of the time, right? The reason for this is I look at the individual that I'm speaking with and I apply my rules to them. I apply how I need to be based on who that person is. Now, some may call it manipulative, others would call it calm, others would call it persuasive. However you want to say it. At the end of the day, all of you guys are innately selfish and you don't give a fuck about anyone else but yourself. So play according to your rules. There's a thing, and just for me to confirm that, you guys have to understand, and it touches on the point Felix made about people not giving a shit. It's the gym paradox. Some of you may know, some of you may not. The gym paradox is gym paradox. The gym.
Paradox.
You know, gym when you go to the gym.
Yeah.
Yes, the thing that bloody Amin is pretending he was at. So when you go to the gym, and by the way, I mean, I figured it out. You were at the pool. You did a pool class. Like you were doing one of those aqua aerobics. So when you're at the gym, you will look at other people to see if other people are looking at you. And you see other people looking, but what you don't recognize is they're looking to see if you're looking at them. And there's a whole paradox where every twat thinks everyone's looking at each other, but they're just looking to see if other people are looking at them. So you think people give a fuck that, oh, she's checking me out or he's checking me out. But the other person's also thinking the same fucking thing. So no one's checking each other out. They're just seeing if the other person is checking them out. Right? Because everyone is innately selfish. Right? I asked myself a question recently. It took me 2 seconds to decide. I said, if there was a button that killed all men on earth and left me here alone, but it also killed all the males that I care about, would I press it? Within 2 seconds, I came to the conclusion I would press it. And I would never tell any woman that I pressed that button. I would just pretend I'm the only one who didn't die. And I don't know what happened. Why? Because I'm innately selfish. Because that's the way of humans. But you have to be selfish in order to get what you want, to help those that you want. So you need to figure out how to adjust yourself to the behaviors that will get you the best results. Now, how does this apply to cold calling? You have to think, how must I be for the other person to book in a call with me? But now this isn't me. This is what I want them to see. Does that make sense?
Can you repeat that?
So how do I paint myself so that the other person sees the pretty picture that I want them to see? Now, let's talk about entrepreneurship. There is a select few retards in entrepreneurship. I was once this retard. So I was in this category where I thought my shit is going to be amazing. I'm going to be one of the best entrepreneurs ever. I'll probably become like a multi-billionaire within like the first year because I'm hyper intelligent. Yeah. As I started business, life hit me in the fucking face and fuck me, did it not like me. Yes. I thought I knew all of my shit. I thought I'd be the smartest, but turns out I was just ignorant to shit. And that hyper delayed my results. You have to understand that there is what the market wants and what the market does not want. Now, the market is made up of people. So how do you need to be in order for the market to react correctly to you, correct to your business, so on and so forth? So you have to remove yourself from the equation when you're cold calling, and you have to figure out and think, what do they want to hear? Who do they want to speak to? Because when you go into proper cold calling, whenever I'm doing cold calling or have been cold calling, every single cold call is different. If I'm speaking to an elderly lady, a young person, aggressive, like the whole shebang, the first time I hear their voice, I paint a character. Every word that they say, the character develops. And I'm imagining who I'm speaking to. And the reason I'm doing that is simply because based on my assessment of who that person is, I will create my own image in order to react with them positively. Now, the only difference between what I'm doing and what they're doing is mine is fake. Theirs is real, putting me at the point of advantage. Does that make sense? Right? And then another thing that you have to recognize is you're not going there trying to take money off people. You're just going there like calling people to ask them if they have a fucking problem. The whole point of outreach is not to get everyone, like people confuse us where they say, oh, I need the best copy to get everyone convinced that blah, 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 bullshit. Right? Cool, you need good copy. But the fact is, you're just going out there to see who has a problem and who doesn't have a problem. You're going into the open market and saying, who needs more X? Who needs more Y? Right? Whenever I've done an email campaign, granted, emails are not going well now in general, just Google and Microsoft did some stupid shit. I would have so many follow-ups because I just wanted everyone to say fucking no. I wanted everyone to say no to maximize how many yeses I get. And I was optimistic for a no, right? Whenever cold calling, I want people to say no to me so I can take them off the fucking list and I can focus on the yeses. If I've got 1,000 prospects to call and they all have to answer, if 200 of them say no to me, wonderful. I've only got 800 more fucks to go through, right? So like a no is a good thing. Now, another way to, now if you really want to adjust your paradigm, so I somehow, God bless, figured this out when I was 14, right? When I was 14, terrible with women. Granted, I'm not saying I'm that good now, right? But truly terrible. Didn't speak to any girl in school. Granted, there were 5 girls in my year and 51 boys. So the ratio was slightly off. I went out with my friends and we would just go to try and approach girls. We never texted them. We never organized dates. We just went to go pick up numbers, right? Now, the reason I did that was I understood I was very bad, and I understood if I pushed myself now, future me would be very happy. I'm very thankful for the behaviors of younger me, very smart individual, happy with what he did, right? But now, one of my friends was going to give up, right? And I said, "Fuck, I can't do this alone. I need him." So I told him, let's change what we're doing, change it completely. Let's not go out there to get girls to pick up, give numbers. Let's go out there to go get rejected by girls. So when we go out, our goal is to get rejected. So we had a certain amount of rejections and we would compete to see who was getting the rejections. But now you have to truly adjust your mind and your desires. You can't just say it because then it doesn't work. You have to reframe how you think and understand that your genuine target is to go get no's, right? So rather than saying, I'm going to book 20 appointments today or 10 appointments, whatever number you want to choose, right? It's, I'm going out there and I'm going to not stop until 200 people tell me to go fuck myself. But then you actually have to think that, believe it, and go for it. And you don't want a yes. You need to reframe your brain that a yes means nothing. That's not what you're going there for. You're going there for no's. You're going there to be told to go fuck yourself. Because then as soon as that happens and you can truly reframe how you think, you no longer have the fear of rejection because that's what you're going for. Stefan, was my little monologue useful?
Mhm. And when you're on a call with someone who's much older than you, maybe more sophisticated in like a real estate niche, they are more, it feels like sometimes they are superior or have more wisdom and such like that, stuff like that.
Okay.
How do you?
Yeah, with real estate niche is not sophisticated at all. It's full of retards, but it's your self-belief. Now, Nika, I'm going to apologize. A lot of my metaphors are regarding women. Like it's my go-to metaphor. So,
No worry.
so, but I apologize if I offend you, but I that's not my aim, so I shouldn't. Now, back in the day, right? It's a really strange thing. So back in the day, I would try really hard to impress women, like really hard. I would do this, I would do that, da, 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 da. I was shit at it, right? But they held all the power, right? Which is good. It's very natural. Yes. But then as I worked on myself and as I developed myself, right? I remember I was having a nice conversation with a lady friend of mine. I had put her in the friend zone. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I see us as friends. And she then her response was, I understand. Give me a little bit of time and I'll deserve someone that is at your value. I was like, the fuck I like what she said. It sounds very nice. It's like, say it again. Right? But now the only reason for this is because her value parameters were heavily financial, right? But it's how she saw me, allowing me to then relax. Right? But then it's in both of our heads. You've put more value to somebody because of random parameters that don't mean anything. Right? You have my word. When I speak to a real estate agent, I look at them as though they're broke. Yes. So why do I look at them one way and as such treat them one way, but you don't? Now, this also, so same thing applies. It's just you have to reframe how you see it. Now, I never get nervous on dates. Very rare I get nervous on a date. Very, very rare. Because I recognize that I'm speaking with a human being, right? And I've gone on dates, I've explained this to them. I'm not nervous because whether you like me or whether you don't like me, it doesn't mean anything to me. Because if I adjust myself because I'm nervous in order for you to like me, it's gonna hurt both of us in the ass. Because then I will deviate back, like I will go back to my normal state, and you may not like the normal state. And then we both fucking disappointed each other. If you don't like me, hakuna matata. If you like me, wonderful. We can get along, right? Because why be nervous? The only reason I'm nervous is because I'm setting expectations. I've held them to a higher standard, so on and so forth. But Stefan, these people have hopped onto a call because they need help. They're not in a good position. They need business and they can't generate it. So it is very much in your head, and it's not actually attached to how you see them. It's attached to how you see yourself.
Mm.
Make sense?
Mm.
Because there's nothing special about them. How many calls have you had with agents?
I'm just starting out. It's my first call I'm on. So I'm starting cold call tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm.
But why are you nervous now? You can fucking hear it in your tonality.
I don't know. I'm just naturally that way. But in the past years, I worked really hard on it. And just especially English, it's not my first language, and I'm on the English market, and that makes it a bit harder, to speak and not um, formulate sentences very best.
You see, whenever a man is nervous to speak with me, I ask him this question. Are you a homosexual and do you have a crush on me? Because that is the only justified reason for you to be nervous to speak with me. I'm a human being. There's nothing special about me, right? Stefan, how long have you been doing business?
For the past 6 months.
I've been there for 7 years. Of course, I'm further ahead than you. Of course, I know more shit than you, but that doesn't make me special. You in your head have made me special, right? It's
Mm.
just, it's retarded behaviors that humans have. And you have to realign how you think. There's nothing special about any human being, right? We all eat shit. Like we all eat, we shit out the shit. We get sick. We're not really good people. We all do bad things. We sometimes do good things. But like all in all, there's not much that like separates all of us. Right? And the fact is, listen, I'm able to make more money than you, guaranteed. It's not because I'm better than you, it's because I know shit you don't know. Now, if I read a book,
Mm.
does that make me a better than you because I read a book? But now, what if that book taught me how to make money? And the only difference between you and I is the book. It's not my knowledge. I know that knowledge of someone else who wrote the book. So why am I better than you?
Mm.
Make sense?
Mm.
The easiest way to get over this is back-to-back sales calls. Just keep going, right? Because rejection, the first time you get rejected, it's gonna hurt, right? Now, one question. Has anyone here ever had a relationship when they were a child, and then when they broke up with that person, they felt really, really, really sad, right? The first time you break up with somebody, it's the worst. And then the second time, it's not as bad. And then it's not as bad. And it's not as bad. It's not as bad, right? When I was 14, no, 15, I don't know, I was very young age, right? I think it was 14, maybe a bit older, right? There's a girl, broke up over the phone. I cried for days. Why? Fuck knows. But then the more breakups I had, or the more experiences, granted they were all halal, yeah, the less painful it got. To the same extent, your first sales call, you're gonna feel like shit. You're gonna say, and I've seen this with people that like, I can't do it anymore. I tried call calling, stop for me. What the vagina? What, like, no, I was gonna say a bad word. So sorry. What a what a coward, right? Because the fact is, Your ancestors fought like living animals. Like they hunted, they killed other tribes, right? Where are you from, Stefan?
Germany.
Germany. Your ancestors, not even your ancestors, your great bloody hell, they did a lot. And you're nervous about hopping onto a sales. The Germans fought all of Europe twice. They lost both. But nonetheless, they went for it, they went for it again. And you're scared to hop onto a call with a human being to offer them help. Why?
Mm.
And if you ever feel as though you are going to give up, imagine if your son was standing right next to you and you're telling him, so sorry, daddy's struggling to speak to another person. Is that the type of man that you want to be?
No,
Would you want to say that to your son?
definitely not.
Yeah. So that's a good way to see it. Swimming professional, Emin.
Yeah, so you touched on like the knowledge difference in books and so on. Do you recommend us reading books? Because there are people who say that reading books is a waste of time and you will learn everything by action, and some of them
Yeah,
recommend
yeah,
to read a
yes.
book a week.
Andrew Tate is the only man that I know that has said, don't read books.
Yes, so do you recommend it? And when and if so, which books help you the most?
I'm pretty sure, I don't remember fully. I'm pretty sure I watched a podcast of his where he said he was joking. Like he didn't mean it in a serious way, right? His brother, from my understanding, knows a lot about history, culture, fine arts, so on and so forth.
Mhm.
Guess where he learned history? In fucking history books.
Yeah, definitely. He also talks about that he likes history books, but I'm talking about like more, that's a hobby of his, but I'm talking about like business stuff. Which books do you recommend? And like we should do cold calling, sales calls and stuff and don't waste our time, but how much should we dedicate to reading books except for like watching your course and going to coaching calls and stuff, but how much should we dedicate to reading and what should we read?
So I'm going to say three things. One of them goes against what I do, right? If you were to spend 8 hours a day just working on your agency, and you
Mhm.
did that every day for 1 year, right? Or let's go extreme. Let's say you really pushed yourself. You took some Adderall and you can work like a dog. It's gonna kill your fucking anxiety levels, but you did it anyways. And you did it for 14 hours a day. You did that for 1 year, right? And then there's another version of you that read only non-fiction books, which were finance, psychology, sociology, religion, anthropology, just all these books about humans and interactions. And there's that version of you that does that for 14 hours for 1 year. That version of you will make more money in 10 years. 100%. 100%. That version of you will make the most money. It is one of the highest ROI things to do, which is read, because it's one person's entire fucking life and knowledge in a book, which is way more valuable than picking up the phone. Hi, is this Thomas? Right? Like, granted, yes, that makes money, but now I experienced this myself. So when I was going through the same journey you guys were going through, clicking away, burning out, just, suffering. There's a time I passed out for 2 days, but I'm consistently working and growing and trying to be better, knowing that I'm like retarded. And then on my journey, right, I started reading because I stopped reading as a kid because I was told that I wasn't good at it. I used to like reading, but then I told like I'm quite dyslexic. So I stopped reading because I was told I wasn't good. It became an insecurity. So I said, fuck it, I don't care. I'm just gonna start reading. After 3 months of intensive reading, just casually reading, lots of people started treating me differently. I did not know why. When I would go into a room, when I would speak to new people, people that I knew, they all started treating me differently, and I got really fucking confused. Like I would sit down on my, like that beanbag thing. I had a beanbag. I would sit down like, why the fuck is everyone treating me differently? Like it was in a good way, but I had no idea what it was. And I was like, whatever the fuck I'm doing, I need to do more of this shit. But I had no idea what it was. And I was looking, studying. I was like, hold on. I started reading about 3 months ago. And due to due to the fact that I was reading a lot, I was taking in a lot more information, having lot more knowledge in my disposal, I'm looking at different sentence structures, different ways to form words, opinions, so on and so forth. Right? From now, granted, this wasn't fucking Harry Potter books, right? Some of these books were really difficult to read. Some of them were much easier to read, right? Like right now, I'm reading this book. I'm rereading it. Nice, happy book. You can't see it. Richest Man in Babylon, right? Generally good book on just like finance for retards, right? What to
Yes.
do. But then so many people started treating me really differently. I did nothing special. I read nonfiction books, right? Reading is a very important thing. And when I read, so this applies to two things. So I like meeting successful people for one reason only, right? Because granted, in my opinion, going to dinner with a man is a homosexual activity if you're just going alone with another man, right? So the only reason for it is I need them to say one sentence. I don't know what that sentence is, but more often than not, when I have these dinners, they say one, maximum three sentences, but more often one sentence. That's what I fucking need to do. They won't even know what they've done. I haven't asked them a question, but the way that they speak or whatever they're saying, whatever topic we're discussing, connects neurons in my brains because they have a different way and different experiences. Right? Perfect. One sentence saved me 3 months because it's going to take me 3 to 6 months to figure that out by myself. To the same extent, I'll pick up a book. I want one sentence. Now, you get special types of retards, and I've heard them. They've openly told me their stupidity. Ismael, I've read so many, so on and so forth, so many books. Like, oh, that's good. I read quickly as well. How do you did it? I'm trying to figure out what they're doing to read quickly because I know what they're gonna say. Oh, you see, I look at the book, I pick the chapters I want to read that apply to me. Dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard. Like, how do you know what the fuck applies to you or what doesn't apply to you? If you knew the fucking chapter, you didn't need to read it, right? When I pick up a book, I need one sentence. Because loads of these one sentences make the biggest difference to your life. Because you need one adaptation to how you think, another one, another one, another one. Right? My genuine recommendation. Okay. The only book I recommend to people okay, this what that book, that book, that book, perfect. 3 books, but they are for specific reasons. They do not apply to everybody. Right? If you are struggling with the judgment of other people, how you see yourself, and literally based on a bunch of you guys' behaviors, I can tell. Right? So if you're struggling with the judgment of other people, read the book, The Courage to be Disliked. Has anyone here read it?
Yes, I've read it.
Yeah, useful.
Yes.
But that book,
But
you
still,
need.
I think I can reread it for like 3 more times or so.
No. I read that book and I became a robot for 3 days. I was a legitimate robot. I did not give two fucks. But that book you have to read a few times because there's a lot of complex things. Now, if you did not have solid parental figures in your life, I recommend Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules of Life. Very important, right? So, father figure, mother figure, 12 Rules of Life, very good. And in order to understand the opposite sex, I recommend Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Very good book. I read that book and thought, wow, so many of my relationships could have worked if I just understood this, like these facts. Those are the 3 books I recommend. Past
Which
that,
book? Which book?
Emmanuel, he pops up when it comes to women, right? Which book? Yeah. The Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Very good book. Like very, very good book. Right?
So how much,
Yeah.
sorry, how much time should we then dedicate to reading? Because you told like something like it doesn't apply to what you did, but
2 hours a day.
2 hours, 2 hour right now, like in this journey we're going to, we should read 2 hours a day.
No, I say this. None of you are going to fucking do it.
No,
Right?
because I really want to know, should we also cut sleep for that? Or in our age, doesn't, is the
Okay.
ROI too low for cutting sleep and the health?
Another wonderful topic that we'll go on. By the way, I'm going to do this call for like 30 more minutes. Um, Perfect. So the next aspect, we're going to sleep, right? I've heard so many retarded entrepreneurs, right? And even big entrepreneurs. Like, mindset is important. You have to meditate. You have to make sure you get the perfect amount of sleep. Your sleep quality needs to be this. You need this type of light. All this dumb shit, right? In order to maximize everything. Firstly, nothing any of you guys are doing is that difficult. When it comes to the complexity, there are people building fucking rockets, brand new cars, medication, blah, blah, blah. You guys are going down the route of SMMA. You are cold calling people and sending emails. It does not require that much fucking brain power, right? It's more grunt work than anything else that you guys have to do and get familiar with. So you do not need perfect amount of sleeps. My next argument, you do not need fucking 3 meals a day. I mean, tell me, where are your ancestors from?
Where does this answer my problem with sleep?
I'm about to fucking tell you, where are your ancestors from?
Should I now tell what I understood, or I didn't understand but
Where are your ancestors from? Your
Oh
great.
my I thought your answers. Oh no, my
No,
ancestors probably from Iran.
cool. Iran. Let's go back 1,000 years. I believe it was the Persian Empire or some shit. Do you think they all got breakfast, lunch, dinner, microfibers, counted all their fucking calories, or did they eat when they could eat?
That's a good point, and actually, I want to touch on that because I have the thinking process too. I heard it a lot of times. Like, do you think your ancestors used that shampoo, or do you think your ancestors ate that type of shit, food and stuff? But then I also think my ancestors didn't live that long of lives that we are able to live right now. If I'm thinking like my ancestors didn't had any medicine, and shouldn't I use it right now? They couldn't live also that long. So should I really do what my ancestors did, or?
Okay. I don't take medicine. I stopped a very long time ago,
You
right?
also don't brush teeth and something and don't go shower and so on.
No, no, no. I don't take medicine because it makes your immune system weaker, right? I don't get sick. Like I might get sick for a day, right? But now look, there's things that is common sense. My ancestors didn't have Wi-Fi. I have the advantage of Wi-Fi. But if my ancestors ate 1 meal a day, what that says is my body is biologically wired and functioning best at 1 meal a day. Believe it or not, like most people were hyper poor throughout most of the world, like actual poverty, not like poverty today. Like we have wonderful poverty today, right? Like people were actually poor, right? They didn't get access to good food. They got a little bit of bread, maybe an egg from the chicken, right? And they made yeast. Like they had yeast, they made bread, right? You will function best, like in terms of peak performance, where when you are in fight or flight. Now, do I recommend to always do this? No, but fight or flight is the best thing to do. So if you eat three meals a day, you will be lethargic. You will be tired. Your body is relaxing. If you are, I don't say starving, but if you are hungry, your body will perform at a much better level because it needs to. Does that make sense? Now,
Yeah, but also for my age,
you need a lot less sleep than a child needs and that an old person needs. How much sleep do you believe you need?
I believe I need because I'm in puberty, I think, and like I'm growing and stuff and so on, and going to the gym and have to recover muscles and everything together. Maybe 8 hours are optimal, I think.
I'm glad that you think you're in puberty. Go to the doctor, get it checked. I think you are also in puberty. I think it's a natural thing.
No, no, I mean just growing. I can see my height and stuff.
Okay. Do you know why we form muscles when we train?
Yes, because the should I explain or not?
Give me a 30-second explanation.
Yeah, because the muscles are tiring up a little bit, and then the protein comes in and fills it, and then it's get
All
bigger
right. Yeah,
shortly.
that's sounds good. But why? Why do we form muscles? It is so that our body can adapt to handle what is required, correct?
Yes.
Let's imagine you became my slave. You are now my
I
slave.
became what?
You're my slave, right? And I'm now whipping you to go carry heavy shit. You don't get much sleep, you don't get much nutrition. Are you gonna grow muscles?
Heavy shit? Yes.
But you're not sleeping enough.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe less muscle than I would get with sleeping.
But you will get muscles, won't you? Because your body's gonna adjust. Now, have the perfect amount of sleep, but recognize you don't need it. So I'm in Dubai, right? If you've been to Dubai, you'll know that there is borderline slavery here, where people get paid fucking nothing. And from that nothing, they send the bulk of it back home to their families that they see maybe 2 to 3 months of the year. Now, I'm here chilling in an office, just working. I'll work from a restaurant, right? They are building houses outside and building motorways for 12 hours a day, maybe more, 6 days a week. So how are they able to do that? But I can't chill in a room with Wi-Fi and literally communicate with people. Like compare the two tasks. Which is more difficult? Building a motorway in the Dubai heat, which is proper heat, through the day and the night, 6 days a week, or working in a room on a laptop. Which one is more difficult?
In the heat. Okay.
Are they dying? Some die. It's more from accidents, right? But if they're able to do that, why do you need perfect sleep to hit your targets?
No, not hit my targets, but I'm seeing that if I get like not enough sleep, from my experience, I get sick for a few days. It
It, it,
was
it's mindset.
no, I was convinced. I also was just saying to my parents, no, I won't, and I ate healthy and everything. But they told me you have to go to sleep now because you will get sick. And then a few weeks later, I got sick because I was working on my agency and so on. I got 5 hours of sleep and then I got sick.
85, like I'm convinced 65 to 85% of sicknesses is psychosomatic.
Cycle.
Psychosomatic. You want me to explain?
You can. I can also Google.
Go for it.
Can I add something real quick?
Go ahead.
I'm also a little bit on your side because I think if you just identify as a healthy person, you don't get sick. I identify as I'm always healthy, I don't get sick, and I don't
Mo
get sick, maybe for a day.
yeah, most sicknesses are in your own head, right? So psychosomatic, the way I'm gonna simple idea, right? One thing you'll notice on the basis that you decide to study people, right? You want to go down the route of psychology. I don't say psychology, but just understanding how humans operate. You will notice that when people lie, they twitch, they'll feel their face. When they're uncomfortable, they will start getting itchy, right? I was on a date with a very a lady I liked, right? And I'm there like, you know what? I'm gonna make her feel that I'm very smart by fucking with her brain. That's what I want to do. It's like a go-to card. Let me fuck with the psychology, but not in a bad way, but in a good way. Let's get her questioning life and existence, so on and so forth. As I started doing all of this, she started getting itchy everywhere. Now she didn't know why she was getting itchy, but I understood why she was getting itchy. She was uncomfortable with the conversation, didn't enjoy it. I was like, fuck, I'm doing something wrong. I then thought, you know what? Let's bring the IQ all the way down to the ground. And we had a wonderful time, right? But based on her behaviors, like, how is it that she's getting itchy, right? Rather than just feeling uncomfortable. Like, where's the correlation? Now, one big reason why people get sick is because it's directly correlated to you not doing what you need to do. You then feel bad, you then feel defeated, and as a coping mechanism, you get sick, right? So when you don't feel that you're doing your work. Now, one thing that's going to happen to you guys is anxiety, right? Where you'll get a buildup of anxiety as you are working on your agency, working on your business, so on and so forth. It will naturally happen. I promise you, 85% of the time, 65 to 85% of the time, it's going to be because you know you're not doing work that you need to do. Because the little things, then they build up, they build up, they build up, and then you will start to have anxiety. It will disappear the second you sit down and complete your fucking to-do list. Right? So much of this is in your head. Now, look, don't get me wrong. I mean, you can stick to your 8 hours a day and you can still read for 2 hours a day. You have more than enough time to do it.
Like agency, reading, and the biggest factor is theoretically, if I would take school as seriously as my parents expect me to, I would have nearly no time to half an hour a day for agency. But now that I'm like figuring out crazy threads to how go around that, and I really don't know how I should treat school, and that's one of the big problems.
Do you work on your agency while in school?
While in school, I tried, but didn't know what to do, so no.
Do you get lunch break?
Yes, then I come home and work on the agency. Yes,
Do you get lunch
one,
break? Do
one
you get
hour,
1 hour? Do you get breaks in between your classes?
5 minutes.
You don't get like a break time?
20 minutes and like 20 minutes. So in general, we have one 20-minute break, one 90-minute break, and every hour we get 5 minutes. So in
So,
general, maybe 2.5 hours. Yeah, no, 2 hours a day, maybe, for example.
so I have just found what 100 minutes where you can read.
Read.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a. Yeah. But do you recommend me to work in school or should I
Read.
concentrate on school?
No, no, read. While you're eating lunch, don't socialize with inept humans and read. While you're in your break, rather than talk about you to your friends about stupid things, read.
I don't do that. I really just, if I'm eating, I watch like content for agency and so on. Like maybe, for
No, no, no,
example,
no.
the
Read,
laws.
read, reading.
While eating, how should I read? With a digital book or what?
No way you asked that.
Yeah, no, I eat different. I eat this too, like Persian food. But yeah, no man.
Persians eat
Oh
with
my God.
Persians eat with the right hand. You get the right hand ready.
No, bro.
No, but
Spoon and fork, spoon and fork.
well,
But I can
you have spaghetti every day for fucking lunch.
no, rice, chicken. But I can adapt my eating style. No
Yes.
problem.
So read. Yeah,
Read, yes.
I promise you, I can find other times when you're taking a shit. Read. There are definitely times in the day where you're doing nothing. The best way to do this, and to prove me to be correct, do do this. Set a timer for every 15 or 30 minutes. Have it on repeat for a whole day. If you can, do it for a week. And every 30 minutes, if the timer goes off, write down what you did in those 30 minutes. Right? And you will see how much fucking time you burn. You just burn away. Yes. Now, guys, let's not make fun of Amin because you're all retarded, except for the wonderful Nikki. Yeah, Nika. Yes. And Emmanuel shows occasional competence. Right? But yeah, Felix, and you're in the same boat as Amin. Now, reading is very good because it compounds and it's retarded. The amount of an impact reading will have on you is stupidly impressive. And all you have to do is just absorb knowledge. Another benefit to reading that most people don't recognize is when you sit down for ages and you're reading a book, there'll be times where you want to give up. Or don't give up, but you want to stop. You've had enough reading. The more you push that, the better you will be at business because it's such a boring fucking task of just sitting down and reading and reading and reading and taking in the information. And if you're struggling, work harder, read harder, right? Reread. Because fuck the book. You're also training your ability to sit on a task, say you're going to do it, and get it done. And that
Should we
compounding effect. Yes?
should we take notes while reading?
No. That's okay. That's not how the brain works, right? So many people don't know, as humans, our memory is really bad. Like we generally have very bad memory, but we have very good recall abilities. As an example, let's say you watch a movie. I will ask you straight after that movie, break everything down for me. You will not remember all of the scenes. You will not remember everything that's happened. You'll know this if you've ever watched the movie twice. However, if I talk to you about a specific scene that you won't naturally remember, you'll have the recall kicks in, and then you'll know. So what you need to do is trust the brain will remember what the brain needs to remember and just take in fucking knowledge. Right? There is so much knowledge I've got from books. I've got no idea what the fuck the knowledge is. It's somewhere in here. And if it gets triggered, and then I can use it. Many people like notes. I need to remember, that's literally not how the brain works. So don't take notes, just consume content, which is reading. Yep. And even though that like you brought up the videos that I made, the videos I made, while they are very good, don't touch books. There are books out there, no chance. There's no comparison.
What was that? What did you say? Don't touch books?
No, so there is no comparison to how much you can get from some books and my videos. As in,
Oh, okay.
it is so
So
much better than my videos.
you would also say you got most of your knowledge from books, right?
Yes.
But you also did the same that you're telling me 2 hours a day when you were 15 years old?
You're 15.
Yes.
You look a lot older. Yes. So no. But I saw the biggest impact when I started reading. But now when I read, I hate when I tell people this because then I don't do it for ages because I fuck my own psychology. Right? When I read, I sit down and I read a book in one sitting. So I'll sit down and I won't stop until I finish the book, unless it's a big book. Then I'll like break it into two or three. There's been a few books that it took me 2 weeks because they're painful books. But like on average, one sitting to two sitting, and I'll force myself saying, cool, for X amount of hours, I'm not leaving, I'm reading.
Okay, so but I should still do what you said, like you brought that up, but I should still read it in the lunch or toilet or whatever.
Yes, because you tell yourself you don't have enough time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So if I got it correctly, because we got a little abroad from the other thematic, so I can cut my sleep to 5 hours without any problems.
Most likely not, because you're not built for it.
Yeah, that's the thing that. So what should I do?
Build up to it. Train
Like,
yourself.
huh?
Train yourself. But now look, I am not saying stay on bad sleep. That's not good. There are times where I sleep nothing, like consistently 3, 4 hours, 3, 4 hours. It's not good for me. It's not healthy. It's made me look older than what I look or what I am, right? But then there are other times where I'm like, fuck, I need a different part of my brain to activate. I'll sleep for 16 hours because I need a different part of my brain. It's connected to REM sleep. Like the bulk of your REM sleep you get at the end. Like people think it comes in cycles, but the bulk of it is in the last few hours of sleep. And when I need a lot of that shit, I will sleep for 16 hours. Like, I'll be like, cool, not much work is getting done because I need my brain to be like happening a certain way or working in a certain way because your brain figures out most of the problems while you're sleeping. So like I oversleep. I'm not saying cut down on sleep. I'm saying push yourself to your maximum. And if your maximum is less sleep, go for it. But if it's not, don't go for it. Because what works for me may not work for you. And if you try to do it my way, but that's worse for you, you're gonna end up in a fucking worse position because of your ego. Make sense?
Yeah, and you also told like school, I should not focus on school, or should I? Because my parents obviously want to me have the best grades, but
Okay. You are currently learning in geography what a meander is. The meander is a bend of a river and how the erosion affects the bend of the river and makes the river bend. In my honest opinion, it is very low priority to learn things. Are you in art class?
in what?
What are you studying? What are your subjects?
Like I'm in 11th grade. If I want to continue, I have to do two another years. So until I'm 17 or probably, and then I have almost everything like German, English, Latin, geography, biology, music. It's like,
I, in music class, read a book. In art class, read a book. Like when the no look, education is very important for society to function. You said you referenced Tate, and I'll reference it because somebody has to flip the fucking burgers. Yes. So we need people studying geography, right? I don't even know like what jobs geography gives you. I'm sure there's some, right? But now I give you this advice, which is extreme, because there's a chance that you want to be the extreme best version of yourself. Now, You have my word, like my word. I've run the maths. At the age of 15, if you sit down and read books that are non-fiction, focus on finance, money, psychology, just human behavior, just these four things, right? When I say human behavior, it's like understanding emotion, why people behave the way that they behave, general psychology books, self-help books, finance. You do that for 2 hours a day, every day. You will make fuck money at 20. You'll be one of those assholes that no one likes and everyone tries to be. And you will get more out of that than working on anything else. Obviously, work on your business at the same time. But starting at that age, if your primary focus is reading and then doing the actual work that pushes the business forward, which is the 20%, not the 80%, you will make retarded amounts of money. Like you will shock people. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense. So I should just ignore that they want me to get good grades, right?
What are you gonna do with your grades?
Yeah, no, I'm 100%, like a million percent sure that I'm not gonna go this path and so on. But they would say just get the good grades for the school, and then if you don't want to go to university, don't go. But then just have the grades. So if you change your mind, you can change. But I'm 100% sure, but I just can't convince them because every day you can't imagine. Every day I have this conversation, but
I mean,
it's
I mean, this is the fact, yes? No one is going to call your fucking primary school to make sure you got an A plus in fucking history.
no. It is the what do you call it? The thing you get at the end, the paper one. I don't know. Yeah, what you get at
It's
the end.
it's not that difficult.
The graduation, they want me to get the best of the best, like every full points and stuff, to for me to be able to go to any university. But I don't want to go to university. And they say, okay, but still get the best grade. So if you change your mind in 10 years, you can go. Because all they're telling me is that knowledge you can only get from university. I tell them no knowledge you can get from mentorship, from books, from whatever. But yeah,
Do you want to be in the same position where your parents are?
like if Woods, they're a good position, but better, definitely, yes.
Show them, don't tell them. Felix, stop getting involved. But generally, yeah, just read, focus on business.
Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. And you need to read The Courage to Not Be Disliked. Felix,
The courage of not to dislike.
yes.
This call will be uploaded to Notion, right? The recording?
I'm not recording this. Is this recording? Oh, I am
Yes.
recording. I mean, one thing I'll say about you is you have a Twitch. Your Twitch is psychosomatic.
Twitch?
Yes.
I didn't understand the word. Like my Twitch is psychosomatic, or what does this three words mean?
Does anyone who speaks this language know what Twitch means? It's like, you know the thing that you're doing.
Oh, tick, yeah, okay.
It's psychosomatic.
Psychosomatic, I still don't know. I Googled it, but
Psychosomatic is basically where it's something that there's so many examples I can give. It's when you believe something is like uh, I'll give three examples. One, there's something called it's an ear thing that you get where you hear a noise, but there's no noise just before you go to bed. It's a condition called titinus. It's called titinus, where before you go to sleep, you hear a noise, but there's no noise. It's in your head. Another example is when you're nervous, you'll get itchy. Another example is when you lie, you'll rub your nose or cover your face. Another example is when you are in a nervous position, you will cover you like people go like this. You've heard that, right? That when people are feeling that there's confrontation or they're not comfortable, they go like this. This is to protect the body organs. It's behaviors that you are showing or expressing that are directly correlated to your environment and how your brain is processing the environment. So, as an example, as you speak, you think people are watching you. And as a result of that, you get nervous. And as a result of that, you tick.
no, I want to be really honest with you. It really is not because of nervousness. I want to assure you that because when I'm eating by myself alone in a room, I do it the most, for example. And so it really has nothing to do with that.
And then
I am looking for ways to,
nervousness can have many reasons for it. You don't have to be in front of other people to think about the judgment other people have on you. You can be alone in a room.
it's just I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know how to get rid of it. Maybe I will just try to control it, but
It's
I have it
psych
for a long, long time.
Yeah, I know. It's psycho the reason I'm not a psychologist. The reason I'm saying it's psychosomatic is because it happens the most when the attention is on you, when you are speaking. That's when it happens the most. Look, you're not doing it now, are you? Right?
No, like the whole time since the beginning, I'm trying to get it less and less, so I'm improving
No,
in
no.
general.
Best way to do it is not to get it less and less. It's what happens or what is happening around me when it happens. Like focus and study that. When does it
Whole day.
Okay. Then connect it to your thoughts. It will be very difficult because you're 15, right? Study yourself, study your mind. You should be able to deal with it.
Study my mind through books, right?
Yes, like it's EQ. You need to have emotional intelligence, which is the understanding of oneself, which then results in the understanding of other people. Yeah. I used to have it, and there was a person that I trained one-to-one, like in real life. He had it really bad. After 4 weeks of being with me, it somehow disappeared. And he was very convinced it was not psychosomatic. Like he was convinced like it was the whole thing. I was like, oh, it disappeared, didn't it? I said, yeah. Um, Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I am. Nika,
I was just wondering, like, I've started reading books, I think since a year or something, but I struggle with work combination, like when to find time to read. I try to do it at night, but I'll fall asleep after 10 pages.
stay awake. Like you find it boring. Okay, but do you have Instagram on your phone?
No, I deleted social media.
When?
Yeah, I think a year ago when I started working on myself.
Okay. Do you watch TV?
Sometimes,
Do you watch YouTube?
yeah, mostly YouTube, not really TV.
Anything that provides your brain dopamine, kill it. Anything that provides you dopamine, kill it. Your brain will then search for dopamine. And you basically have to get to the boredom levels of reading is interesting. Let's imagine I put you in a cell, 4x4 cell, you're alone for a month. You've got nothing to fucking do. You get food 3 times a day. That's it. If I then gave you a book, would you find the book interesting and start reading it?
Most likely, but it's like when I do it on a day off, I can read for hours with no problem. It's just when I get off of work, I'm just always.
Then do it before work. Just if it's generally that you're gassed out. But then another thing is you need to make sure that your brain hasn't associated reading at night and sleep. Because if it has, it acts as a trigger point. As an example, I've trained myself whenever I need to go to bed, I eat chocolate and it gets me tired. Now, chocolate doesn't get you tired. I just got my brain to associate going to bed with chocolate. So whenever I can't sleep, I wake up, I go find chocolate, eat some chocolate, pass out. Like the worst thing to do is give me chocolate when I'm trying to wake up because I will pass out because I've associated like chocolate with sleeping, right? So there could be a chance that you are just accustomed to reading a few pages and going to bed, and like it triggers your brain to go to bed.
Okay, like that. Thanks.
But then also just, you know, have a coffee. Like it depends how long you want to read for, right? But then also, are you reading in bed?
Sometimes, yeah, when I'm tired, yeah,
Don't
most
read.
of the time.
If you don't read in bed, there's a lower chance of you going to bed. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. But then there could be other things that I'd have to know more to like give the best advice. But that's my general advice. Okay, final question we're gonna have with Felix.
Yeah, so mine is a little bit more business related. So most of the time when I'm cold calling, not many people pick up. I do have the number from the same state, so I don't have numbers for each area in the state, but I do have a state number. But like, so few people pick up the phone, so I don't have the opportunity to speak with many.
Out of 100 dials, how many pick up?
So today I had one or two pickups on 150 dials.
On 50 dials?
150.
It's quite low. How many people are calling you back?
Like yesterday, I had a better day. I had like 7 with 200. No, it was 10 or 15, 12 with 200.
Okay. Have you adjusted the times that you're calling?
Not yet. So I'm starting at 3 p.m. my time,
Yeah.
and like I'm looking that I'm starting at 9 a.m. in the US. So I start on the East Coast, and when the time moves on, I transition to the leads I've got from the West Coast.
You need to study the times that you're calling, right? There's two things to do. There will be a specific time that you get higher pickups. On the basis that you find it, I would work on all 4 time zones at that time, right? USA has 4 time zones. I would just adjust accordingly, right? But then you need to be calling early morning, like try 8 a.m., right? 8:30, 9. Try in the afternoon, try in the evening. Like cold calling, I've woken people up. Like generally, I've been shouted at for waking people up, but I didn't care because I wanted to like find the early birds who are really hungry. And I've called people while they're going to bed, while they're having dinner. Like the latest I've done cold calling, not even no, someone's done it later. I was working with a mentee and she was struggling to do cold calling. I'm like, cool, we're gonna sit the fuck down until you book X amount of calls. She was calling up till midnight. It was just before midnight we stopped in the prospect's time, and she was booking meetings. Right? So hyper test the times, and then the second thing to do is get open phone. Do you know what open phone is? So open phone is a software so that when they call you back, like they call back your mobile phone. So you just connect it, and then when they call back, hi. And
Who
the good,
But I
huh?
think you need a business registration for that.
ever does that?
I know, but this one's very good because it categorizes them, right? So you can use it for your clients, and then the name of the prospect pops up. Open phone is just better with more utility, especially when you get clients. Emmanuel, does Go High Level tell you who's calling you back, or does it just have a number?
Just have the number, but I enter in the app to see who's calling exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but then this one, it shows you the number. Like it gives you the name, and it's not expensive. But you can use both. There'll just be a high conversion rate when they pick up higher call. Hey, yeah, it's just Emmanuel. Perfect. I've been trying to reach you. It's just better. Wonderful. But then, guys, also get your SMS up and active. SMS makes a very big difference, especially with cold calling, because you can just find hot people quickly and then call them back. SMS is very good. Wonderful. Now, I apologize for the incompetence that is Ernest being missing your calls. I hope this has been a useful call, and I look forward to the next time that I speak with you guys. Does anyone have any questions before I fuck off?
Yeah, just one thing. I actually just quickly WhatsApp it to you. So yeah,
I really hope it's not sexual.
it's not what?
Don't worry, carry on.
No, I texted you right now.
Can we fuck off?
You can fuck off and get to work, yes. Your number is +49.
Yes.
My answer is yes, simply because just us. Talk to me. Wait, let me pause the recording.